Welcome to the garden. Today I'm going to be trying a bonsai with this really large shrub. This plant had two little pieces, and look at this. If we get rid of the large piece, this looks like a little bonsai already complete. Now, I'm not an expert at bonsai. I'm really just experimenting. But it's really easy to just get out there and find a plant that you like and throw it in a pot and try and train it as a bonsai. I really like the shape. I think it kind of looks like a Japanese pine, which is perfect for a bonsai. I could probably cut back some of this dead stuff here, but really right now I kind of want to leave it as much as I can so that it can recuperate, and really we'll see what we're actually working with. I cut down most of the branches on the larger piece, just down to the ones that still had a little bit of green. That's basically just this one branch with these little offshoots. So I'm going to keep this big lateral root, and I want to try and chop basically everything below that off. So I'm very aggressively going to come in with the pruners. Since we've cut off a lot of that growth, we won't need quite as much root to support the plant. I'm going to use mostly native soil with a little bit of potting soil mixed in. And we'll keep them outside for the rest of the summer and see how they do. Check that guy out. It's a rock hopper. It's like a grasshopper, but it's really blending in well with these rocks. It's kind of a tan color. Look at that beauty. That's gorgeous. I didn't know we had these here in the front garden. I believe I've found another specimen for a bonsai. This is a beautiful little evergreen, and it's just growing here in the rocks, where it's basically considered a weed. This is a really nice looking plant. Just came across this as I was weeding. There's a beautiful red stem down here. Not sure what kind this is, but this is going to be perfect to grow in a little pot. It's just the right size. This mixture of rock and soil is some of the hardest stuff to ever dig in. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, the way they're all compressed in. And yet, life finds a way. I think we disturbed him a bit. We popped him out of his eggshell accidentally. Oh. Wow, this guy looks like an alien. Look at his legs. Oh, poor little guy. We'll see if we can rebury him at the end here. But for now, I just want to try and get this plant out of its roots. I'm starting to see a few of its roots here. So I think we got most of those roots. Looks pretty good. That'll just fit in one of my little pots. It's going to be nice. So, I want to get this little guy back in. I've still got his little shell. So we'll try and kind of cover him maybe. Cover him with his shell. Just like that. And then bury him just like he was. Maybe give him a little rooftop here with a little leaf. Piece of bark so he doesn't get squished too awful much. Voila. One of our little ones didn't make it. So I'm just going to pull this guy, and then we'll just reuse this container. See if we can get the new one to grow. This is just native soil, so it'll be pretty similar to the conditions that it was in. Try and get it vertical if we can. That looks good. So now we'll just keep this with our other ones. We've got about 4 or 5 now. And hopefully we'll get a couple to grow up tall enough to where we can start training them and pruning them into a bonsai shape. I'm just going to keep it nice and light for now. Now let's see how they look all together. So I still really like the spruce. I think that's my favorite. And then the yew, I really like this one too. And then these two appear to be the same species. So one of the little ones that died we've just replaced with a much larger one. So we've got a bit of a head start going. This is where I'm going to keep my bonsai for the next couple months, I think. Just to see if they recuperate and if we can get them to grow. But I'll do a little tour of what I've got here. Over here in these little cups are pomegranate. Then just past that is a poinsettia. Then a couple rosemary. Then we've got our new additions. But these I think look excellent. If they survive, they're going to be the largest ones that we have. They already look like tiny little miniature pine trees, which is exactly what I want to go for. Then we've got our yew and our little spruce, and then 2 more little evergreens. And finally, a little buckthorn. This is probably the least conventional, but I think I'm going to train it into loop-de-loos and turns and twists because it's incredibly tough. It's really tenacious, so it always comes back. And it's actually really flexible when it's young. So you can see the possibilities here. It's going to be fun. The first thing I'm going to try is just a really simple loop and a little clamp to keep it tight. So it's actually really flexible at this point before it gets too woody. So I'm going to see if I can do a full loop, and then we'll clamp it like that. So there, we've got a nice little ring, and hopefully that'll settle, and this growing point will continue to grow vertically. So I hope you stay tuned and see if these bonsai work out for us. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.